day 8 of trying to make as many Christmas projects as possible with my forgotten Christmas stash. So far, I've made gift tags, interactive mini albums, Christmas cards, and 3 scrapbook layouts. But there's a collection in my stash that I have not even touched yet. Not because it's ugly, but because I've been saving it for something special. Do you do that? Save supplies up for a special project and then never get to it. Guilty. Today's the day to change that. What's the special project I'll be making? Super cute mini flip books. Perfect for special paper because they make the most adorable handmade gifts. This project is perfect for a collection just like this one. This is Pebbles Ink Merry Little Christmas. You will also need an envelope punch board. I'll be sure to link it below. First up, we need to start with a 6 by 6 inch piece of paper. Now you could use one from a paper pad or use up some paper scraps. In my case, I have neither of those things. I'm going to take my 6 by 6 inch squares and I'm going to create 3 envelopes per mini album. In this video, I'll be making 2, so I'm going to create 6 envelopes in total. Here's a sneak peek of how these are going to come together. And yes, I did forget to round the top corner here, so I am going to go ahead and fix that. If you're not sure what my Christmas stash busting challenge is, be sure to check the description box below for all the details. I'd love it if you played along, and it is not too late to join in. Back to the project, it is now time to assemble the album itself, and you'll see here that I'm actually stacking the envelopes together. Oh yes, I need to show you this bit. This bit's really important. You don't want your envelope to be completely flat. We want to actually create some space for the goodies that we're going to put inside. To create that space, you need to do a double score line on the flap that folds over, so the top part of your envelope. Essentially, what you're doing is creating a gusset. It sounds complicated, but all you need to do is score that top flap twice and make the space that's between the scores about 1/4 inch. From there, you can glue your album together like so. Just be sure to alternate the prints on your pattern papers. Next up, you'll want to trim the front cover. You are going to trim that entire flap off, and you'll find now that the front cover sits flush with the right-hand side of the album. That is the base of the album now all constructed. It is time to decorate. I'm going to start by adding a paper layer to the front cover. I do want to add some stitching details to this project, and you can't really do that onto the base here. And that's right, I am such a rebel. I do not measure anything. I simply mark the spot that I need to cut with a pencil and use that as a reference in my trimmer. If you need to make a few of these, they will come together faster if you batch the steps. So I stitched around the edge and this front piece is ready to attach, but I almost forgot a step. When the mini album gets full, it will need some kind of closure. And for that, I'm going to use this very thin satin ribbon. What you'll want to do is secure it in place before adding on that paper layer. I'm just doing that with double-sided tape, and then the paper layer itself will help secure it in place. Doing it this way gives you a really clean, finished look, and what happens is that the ribbon stays secured to the album, so in the future, the ribbon won't ever get lost. Up until this point, these albums are identical, which is again a really good way to create them if you're going to make a few in one go. Don't worry if you're concerned that they're all going to look the same, because I promise they won't. Here's where they all get their own little bit of uniqueness. I'm going to keep things very simple for the front cover and just center a single embellishment. If you're digging through your stash and thinking about what collection you could use for this project, I would suggest getting one that has quite large ephemera pieces. Sometimes they are tricky to use up on cards and in scrapbook layouts, but they will be perfect for this project. So yes, just a single die cut piece for the front cover, And now the goodies to go inside. Inside the back pocket here, I'm going to pop a tea bag. And yes, I did choose the flavour of the tea based on the colour of the bag. There are a few red and green options, including peppermint. I'll decorate this back pocket with, again, a single embellishment piece. I am going to raise them up on foam just for a little bit of dimension. You could go all out decorating these, depending on just how much time you have. I am trying to keep all of the projects in the challenge to under an hour long, so I did keep it very simple in this case. I really like the look of the simplicity as well. Next up, you're going to need some of these clear resealable bags, and I'm actually going to turn this mini album into a bit of a happy mail for a creative friend. I want to include a couple of extra die cut pieces in that little baggie that she can use on some of her festive projects. I have one more pocket to fill, and that is going to be this center one, which fits a gift card inside perfectly. So I'm going to fill up this little pocket with lots of little embellishments, just a really nice mix of things that I think she will find useful. Seal it on up and then pop it inside. There are lots of items that you can choose to add in this little baggie. I actually want to do one with sequins. You could also add in chocolate. Just be sure to choose a bar that is really flat. I did try to add in a Cadbury Santa, but it was too thick. I think I'd need something more like one of those lint blocks. With the pockets all filled up with goodies, it is time to finish off the embellishing. I just mixed and matched elements from the collection and really just chose one piece per pocket. Super simple, no embellishment clusters to worry about, and it helps everything sit a little bit flat. Oh yes, I did want to show you this. If you want to include a little Christmas note as well, you can. It does tuck in there very easily. You can see here now why we need the ribbon. The album will not sit flat now that it's filled up with goodies. The ribbon keeps everything nice and secure, and it kind of turns it into a fun little gift that you can unwrap. It's time to fill up the next album. I do like a couple of the elements here that are more faith-based. So there's the nativity, and there was some quotes that was like joy, peace, and love. Really love those. So this one is going to a very special friend. I'll tuck that into the front pocket. I do have to get her gift card though. I don't have that quite yet. Let's just wrap it up and keep it all secure. If you're wondering about the specific supplies that I'm using, I will be sure to link everything below for you, even if it's something that I find that is very similar. While you're there, be sure to let me know, are you playing along and what projects have you made? You can also share them in my Facebook group. The creative friends over there love seeing Christmas projects. And that's these cute little mini albums complete. Every paper crafter has these paper scraps, and we are always on the lookout for ways to use them up. So in the next video, I'll be sharing my ideas for using up those pesky paper scraps. Find out what they are and how you can turn your paper scraps into beautiful Christmas cards by watching this video next. I'll see you all again very soon. Until then, bye!